Hello, audience. My name is Ernesto Rincón. I'm part of the Business Innovation Office at SAP. I think many of you know already SAP. But I think apart from ERP, we are doing a lot of stuff, and I don't know if you have the opportunity to visit our booth, but we'll tell you things we are doing apart from ERP.
Hi, Ernesto. My name is Pablo, CEO at Trustable. Thanks you to all to be there. I think we are all of us tired, but well, we have a very interesting topic about tokenization. And well, as you know, Trustable is a quality management software for the food and beverage industry. We are a startup. We did an ICO, and maybe you are wondering why we are here in this stage with SAP, no? Because Ernesto, SAP, normally we think about SAP and we think about a huge corporate related to ERP system that is old school, no? But you are there at the South Summit presenting a very interesting project. So, Ernesto, why are you there? Are you here?
Well, in SAP, our purpose is clear. It's to help the world run better and improve people's lives. And what this does it mean? Really, to improve people's life, we are talking about to create a more resilient, transparent, and sustainable and connected networks. And in that purpose of creating worldwide sustainable networks, we are integrating different technologies like tokenization, blockchain, and advanced analytics to really help our ecosystem to achieve these goals of sustainability and be more transparent and be more resilient. And here at South Summit, we had the opportunity to launch in the region our new program, Grow by SAP. We are helping hyper-growth companies, unicorns, and all of our ecosystem to achieve those goals. So we are providing SAP tools, SAP best practices, and all our 50 years of experience to achieve those goals.
In our case, we only have 4 years of experience. But well, regarding tokenization, it doesn't matter, no? Because it's something very, very new, no? And for instance, in Trustable, what we want to achieve is to help food companies, for instance, but companies to create better products. And for that, we use tokenization to allow them to share information between all the stakeholders on the supply chain, no? In order to have all this information in one unique digital record to increase the food safety, but on the other side, to help them to connect with the end customer to share this information, no? To share the history of the product, because us as customers, we are increasingly aware about the importance of this traceability. One use case very interesting for us is with Camara Agroalimentaria, which is the second biggest distributor of eggs. And now in Alcampo, you can check the history of the eggs, and it's a very interesting project. And related to the tokenization, we are using our own token, TRC token, to be able to create this ecosystem, this trustless ecosystem in which companies can share information between them and between the customers. And Ernesto, one question. SAP, how is SAP using this tokenization, or which kind of project are you working on?
What you are doing is essential to give transparency to the full supply chain. We are seeing 3 main challenges in the transparency of supply chains. First is that according to our benchmarkings and studies, we see that almost 65% of procurement executives, they are seeing lack of visibility beyond Tier 1 suppliers. Secondly, we are seeing that most of the raw materials trading, we are using, for example, bulk analysis. So this is very relevant when we are trading with coming land, for example, raw materials. So we are putting different plastics, for example, in the production of the same product. So we need to understand what percentage of the origin is put on that product. And third, we are seeing a lack of automation. So almost 50% of the companies are using spreadsheets to have their control, their traceability, their reporting, and all the things they need to do with that. We are doing in a very manual way. So we want really to help those companies with tools to improve efficiencies and transparency across the value chain.
And it's easy for you, as a huge company, to create this transparent ecosystem or value chain?
Yeah, we are creating really an open ecosystem. For example, we are using tokens to create a digital twin of the different contracts, of the different, for example, to certify the provenance of the products, of the raw materials you are purchasing. We are creating a digital twin. A digital twin, as you may know, it's a digital representation of an asset together with different attributes all together. So that information, it's flowing across the value chains with the different players. And we are creating an open network with different players, taking into consideration that we are, for example, working with companies like Unilever or the main chemical companies in the world. So those companies are super multinationals that has a complex supply chains. And if those networks are not open, interoperable, this is not going to work. Sustainability and transparency is going to be a team sport, and really we need to provide tools that are that can be used by all the trading partners.
Yes, I fully agree with you. For us as a startup, it's complicated to show the importance of this transparent ecosystem or to exchange information. Because, as you say, most of the company are paper-based or they use a spreadsheet, and it's complicated to change the way they do things. But we are on this process because administration are pushing companies to digitize their process all along the supply chain. And as I said, consumers want to know more about the products. Another thing that comes to my mind is that some companies that are using ERPs, such as SAP, on the first instance, they say, oh, Trustable, I already have the traceability, and I'm using SAP, for instance. But in our case, what we do is to connect companies, no? To have this full visibility from farm to fork. How do you think that SAP can collaborate with companies like Trustable?
Well, I think companies like Trustable are essential in this to be successful. And from SAP, we are providing, for example, a platform for extending applications into the ERP, financial, but not only in the ERP. We can connect with human resources, with procurement tools, with logistics, other logistics networks, even travel, for example, and expense. We need to provide transparency on those expenses. So from SAP, we can really provide tools to complement the value of Trustable. We are also providing best practices in different industries. So we have created different consortiums. One of the main consortiums we have is in life science, and the other is in agribusiness. So we can provide those insights of the end-to-end business processes that Trustable can really integrate into their application. But Pablo, I think I recently read about your successful story of ICO. I wanted you to tell us more about this and how this connects with the adoption in the crypto and tokens community.
Yes, for sure. Well, for us, it was unexpected, the amount of people that participate in our ICO, which is the initial coin offerings. It was on November and December. We launched our own token. So the idea of this token is to be the center of this ecosystem, this transparent ecosystem, to create these new models of exchange information between company and consumers. The idea was to use it, this ICO, to finance the next step of Trustable, And well, we achieved that. It was a very complicated process, a lot of work during this month, but the result was amazing. And now I'm very happy, no? Because it's a very complicated situation for startups. In the United States, they are having some troubles with the funding. And here in Europe too, the VCs are like waiting now, what's happening next month. So now Trustable has enough funding to continue to the next steps. The only thing that surprised me is that we thought that only end consumers will be ready to adopt the token or to buy the tokens, but we saw that a lot of companies are already investing or buying or in this blockchain space already have TRC token. So this is something that I find very interesting, and I want to ask you if for SAP you have the same vision that companies are already implementing blockchain or token solutions, and is nowadays or actually very familiar for them.
Yeah, from technology point of view, sometimes are agnostic. I mean, we are trying to go to go forward, open blockchain networks, and it will depend on. We have two scenarios. We are working in more closed blockchain networks, like the industry ones, for example, in the food industry, where we are collaborating with big companies like Unilever, Nestle. So there are more control environments where those companies are inviting to the different trading partners. We are having also more open pilots regarding, for example, Quorum, where we are collaborating with other companies. So we really see this concept of token and blockchain really the proof for the success of visibility and transparency in the supply chains. But I think we talk also about a third dimension, that it is sustainability. That, of course, it's something very, very relevant today with all the stakeholders in your company. Can you tell us about your perspective in Trustable about sustainability in your solutions?
Yes, for sure. Well, we have two approaches. The first one is that sustainability is a topic that every industry need to work on it. So in our case, because we reduce these paper-based workflows of this amount of paper, this is the first point in which we help companies to be more sustainable. We help them to reduce the papers and to do in a more efficient way the work they already are already doing. So we digitize the quality department. But on the other hand, because we help the food supply chain to be more transparent, companies that are more sustainable and going to be more relevant for the end consumer. So our idea is that we're going to boost these sustainable or these good companies that are doing things well through the transparency, because at the end the consumer has the power with his euros. No, you're gonna decide which kind of product he or she gonna buy. So Trustable need to be the tool that gives this information that consumers need to make good choices. No, this is our approach. Maybe in SAP, you have another point of view because you work in several industry and you can work on sustainability in different ways.
Yeah, I will put you an example about sustainability. As I told you before, we are piloting with Unilever and in the palm oil. And connecting with sustainability, what we want is to verify that the products we are consuming from Unilever are in favor of not deforestation of palm oil trees. And many of those are coming from different forests, and we need to avoid rapid deforestation. So we are certifying that they are doing so what they are claiming. So really we are certify that the products are coming from the appropriate suppliers with the appropriate policies, fair trade, also different labor policies on labor in terms of labor child. So many topics are being controlling. In the same way, for example, with the chemicals, we are certifying when you say, for example, a jersey, it's coming for renewable plastics. It's not only valid, say it's renewable. You have to certify that every component has coming from the way it is, they say. And it's true that different origins can be mixed in a cloth, and you need to certify every component of your end products, because this is really what it's about sustainability. It's not saying, I'm sustainability. How much are you sustainable? How much are you contributing to that circular economy, for example? So this is what really about, of course, in the medium long term for the companies, but it's a strategic message. So as well, we talk about interoperability, and it's very clear. How do you see the future of interoperability and all these disruptive technologies in all this space?
Well, I think it's something that we need, because supply chains are global, so there will be a lot of operators helping to digitize or using this blockchain approach to do this digital audit, to certify the process. And this information we need to exchange this information between the different platform or the different blockchain. In our case, Trustable is agnostic of the blockchain technology. We can work in different blockchain, and we can connect with different technology. We use APIs, such as normal SaaS, to connect and to exchange information. And we are open by design, so we want to collaborate, because we promote this transparency, so we need to be transparent and to exchange information, and for sure to exchange data with SAP or with Unilever or with other clients to have this end-to-end view of the supply chain. Something that SAP, you are doing the same at SAP?
Yeah. I think in the end it's a triple win. We say it's a win for our partners, but most importantly it's a win for SAP, but a win for our end customers. It is the most important. So we are working on that standardization of the data, working in different consortiums, working with different partners that gives a lot of value. And as I repeat at the very beginning, this is a team sport, and it's clear collaboration, standardization, open protocols, open networks is going to be the key success for this transparency, and we are I think we are all in this part, in this business of transparency. I want to really understand where I'm buying, who I'm buying, what's really happening behind the scenes. So as you can see, this could be an example of collaboration, of how we are working with our partners, and it's not everything has to be SAP. We can put logistics, we can put finance. Our partners could put this traceability tools, this quality management, really certifying that everything is happening in the correct way.